beautiful people. Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Angel Okoli and you're welcome. Please do not make it your last by hitting the subscribe button and joining this beautiful, amazing family that I have here. I'm sure you guys already know the topic of this video because I'm sure you can see that from the title. So before we dive right into it, I just want to say that this video was requested by one of my beautiful followers. So she hit me up on the DM and she wanted me to talk about this. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, please hit me up on the DM and I'm definitely going to get that sorted out. Okay, so let's get right into this video. So for those of you that do not know, I currently have a job here in Lagos, a 9-to-5 job, which is actually more hybrid than remote. So the way my job works, I'm expected to come into the office every Tuesday, but Mondays to Fridays it's freestyle. I don't know if I'm supposed to call it freestyle, but that's what it feels like. So I only get to go to work when I have like extremely important things to do that requires me to be present physically. You understand? Outside of that, every other thing I have to do, I can do them from anywhere. Before I started working hybrid, my job was actually like an on-site job. It required me to be at the office every single day. Somehow we started working hybrid, and this is open to just very few of us in the office, especially those that are in the sales aspect of the business. So I currently do business development, right? So it doesn't require me to be in the office every day, because whatever it is I need to do, sending my reports, talking to my distributors and a whole lot of other things, I can always do them from the comfort of my home or anywhere I am. So that's how my job currently runs. So before I dive into telling you guys how you can get a remote job in Lagos, right, I'm going to quickly talk about some of the skills I think that are very, very important for you to have if you're looking for a remote job. Because the truth is, a whole lot of people think that remote job is actually easier. I mean, everybody wants to do a remote job right now, which is very cool, which is amazing. But the truth is, being a remote worker can actually be more taxing than going to the office, because when you're home or when you're anywhere else outside of the office, nobody sees you, nobody knows what you're doing, but at the same time you're expected to deliver, and then you have crazy timelines and a whole lot of things just happen when you are a remote worker. So it's important for you guys to take down these skills that you need to develop for you to become an efficient remote worker. So the first skill that you require as a remote worker is effective written communication skill. So now this might sound very simple, but guys, it's not that simple, because the truth is, when you're in an office, you can easily have communications with people around you, you know. But when you're out of the office or when you're expected to work from home, your communications, everything has to be online. So for every inquiries you need to make, you need to send an email. For every information you need to get, you need to send an email. You need to probably send text, send WhatsApp messages, or you have to send messages on like a team group and something like that. So if you do not have a very good written communication skill, it might be very difficult for people to understand you, and it might be very difficult for you to pass your message across. So it's very important that you learn how to type correctly. It's very important that you know how to spell, and it's also very important that you know how to pass your message across professionally. So that's something that is very, very important for you to have. And the next skill that you require as a remote worker is focus. This one is so important, mostly because when you work in an office environment, you realize that most office environments, they're usually very quiet and chill. Like, there's no noise, everybody's just focused on their job, everybody's facing their system and all that. Of course, except when you have like break times and that. But when it's work hours, it is work hours. You have to be focused. You have to do what you have to do. So it's quite different when you're working from home. You know, you have to be able to focus on the things that you're expected to do. So the same way you would go to work on a Monday morning and then open your system and do those things that you're expected to do from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. is the same way you are expected to do what you're supposed to do from home from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So there is no room for distraction. There's no room for excuses. You have to be 100% focused on your job and your deliverables. If you're not focused, you might get easily distracted, and that might become an issue for you in the long run. The next skill that you need as a remote worker is collaboration skills. It's so easy for you to be in a space where you have to collaborate when you work from an office, but outside of the office as a remote worker, you're still expected to collaborate with people to achieve goals, certain goals. Probably you have to collaborate with them to work on certain projects and all that. How do you do that when you're working from home? If you have a very good collaboration skill, it will not be a difficult task for you at all. So wherever you are, no matter where you're working from, you can easily collaborate with people on projects and goals and basically everything you need to do, and ensure that your team still gives the desired results. So what happens when you don't know how to collaborate with people? That means it becomes a challenge for you. Okay, so when you have teamworks and you have, or probably you're put in a team where you have to work together with certain people to achieve a certain goal and you don't know how to collaborate, it becomes an issue. So you have to learn how to collaborate. It's a very, very important skill that is needed if you're going to be a remote worker. Then the next skill that you need is self-motivation skills. You have to be able to motivate yourself like 100%. When I say 100%, I mean 100%, you guys, because if you do not motivate yourself, you would have a very scattered schedule and you might not be able to deliver. And it's very easy for you to get burnt out if you don't know how to motivate yourself, because self-motivation basically has to do with you being able to tell yourself that this is what I need to do at certain time, and then this is when I need to take a break, and then this is when this needs to be done. So let's say you have a task to deliver by 5 p.m. You have to know and remember that 5 p.m. is the deadline for you to submit whatever it is that you need to submit. So what do? You can decide to set alarm for when you do a certain task, or when you do this, or when you do that. And because you're home, you have to remember that you're going to eat, right? You're probably going to have to make what you're going to eat. So what happens if you don't motivate yourself? That means you might end up finding yourself in the kitchen, and then after cooking and eating, next thing you just want to check out Netflix, and next thing you probably sleep off, and then what happens? Your job begins to suffer. You get, so you have to be able to motivate yourself. You have to be able to create a very, very good schedule that works for you, so that you can always meet up with your target and deliver what you're supposed to do. Employers will demand more from you when you work from home, even way more than when you're in the office. Okay, so it's very important that you know how to motivate yourself, and then working remotely will never be a problem for you. The next skill that is very important, this is also a little bit related to the self-motivation that we talked about, is time management. Time management is so important, especially when you have projects that are time sensitive. Now, how do you manage your time? It's very simple. What I do is, when I wake up in the morning and I realize that today is going to be like a very busy work day for me, because I'm at home, everything I do that day has to be scheduled. Okay, so when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I'm going to do is to go have my bath, brush my teeth, and just get dressed as if I'm going to the office. Now, getting dressed doesn't mean I'm going to wear my corporate outfit and all that. No, it just means that I'm just going to dress well, like just look good, and put myself in that mental space where it feels like, okay, I'm ready for work. You understand? So once I've done that, I try to also get breakfast, and then I get right into work. The next thing I do is to create alarms. I always just create alarms. So I say maybe I work from like 10 a.m. to like 12 p.m. then my alarm would go off, and I probably take a break for like an hour. So now that hour is enough for me to do whatever I have to do. I take lunch, probably, I won't lie, I do watch Netflix most times, you guys, but the truth is, if I can manage my time properly, then it's never a problem for me. So most times when I take lunch, and then probably I just watch like one episode of a movie or something, or just do any other thing that might not even be watching movies. I can read a book, or I can just chill, you know. And then the next thing, my alarm is going off again to remind me that, oh, it's time to resume work. Because the truth is, even when you're in the office, of course you have breaks, you have times when you just have like little chit chats with your colleagues and everything. So it doesn't mean that because you're now working remotely, you now kill yourself on top of work. No, sorry. So it doesn't mean that you're now going to kill yourself on top of work. You know, it just means that you have to be able to manage your time properly. So once my alarm goes off and tells me that, okay, it's time to resume work, then I resume work. And then I work for maybe another 1 hour or 2 hours, and then after that another alarm goes off, and then I'm reminded that, oh, work is over, the day is over. But then if you have a time sensitive task, and the truth is, as a remote worker, most time there is no closing time. It's like you have to, you know, when you go to the office from 9 a.m. and then you close by 5 p.m. But most times you don't have a closing time. So you might get tasks that are probably you're probably expected to deliver by maybe 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. or sometimes I get tasks that I have to deliver by 9 p.m. I've even been in meetings where it lasted to like 8 p.m. Now this doesn't happen all the time. This just happens once in a while. It's very important that you know how to manage your time. You're going to spend time with people in your house, your family, or whoever it is that you want to spend time with. It's totally okay to do that, but please do not use your work time to spend time with family, or do not use your work timing to spend time with someone you're dating, or just waste away your time and just gist and watch movies and all that. It doesn't work that way. For you to be a remote worker, you have to be able to manage your time effectively. It is extremely, in fact, I feel like this time management part is the most important part. Once you're able to manage your time effectively, then you'll be able to deliver. So even when you have a lot to do for the week, if you're able to manage your time properly, you realize that you might end up getting everything done in like 2 or 3 days, and then the remaining part of the week you're just chilling. That's the beautiful part about remote work. So it's very important you learn how to manage your time, because it will help you. So the next skill is organization skill. This one is also very important because it will help you plan your day properly. It will help you organize your tasks, so you'd always just find ways to put like the important tasks before the less important ones, and then maybe the ones that are not even important at all. So when you're able to organize your day or your tasks according to how important they are, then you find out that it will also be easy for you to manage your time. I think this also extends to how you organize your home, because the truth is, when you wake up in the morning and you get your house organized, put everything in order, it would actually help you do a better job. Then the last but not the least is flexibility skills. Companies always favor workers who are more flexible than the ones that are rigid. But you have to be someone that is ready and open to adapting to change easily, because most companies tend to transition from on-site to hybrid to remote, or probably from remote to hybrid to on-site. You know, there's always like a whole lot of changes going on in companies these days, especially with the way the world is going right now and everything. So my friend used to work for a company where she was an on-site worker. After some time, she was required to start working remotely, and then after a while she came back to on-site work, and then after a while it became like a hybrid situation, you know. And then during the whole transition from this to that, the company actually let go of a whole lot of people that couldn't adapt to that change. So they only kept people that were able to, you know, like people that were flexible enough to flow with the change and keep their productivity level high, even with the changes going on in the company. So it's very important that you have to be a very flexible person if you want that to work for you. Okay guys, so these are the skills that I think is important from my experience and from what I'm currently doing. These are the skills that I think is very important for you to have as a remote worker. Now, how do you get remote jobs in Nigeria? I don't want to say Lagos, because if I say Lagos, it's like I'm limiting it to Lagos. In fact, I think it's more like, how do you get remote work, basically, because right now it's not even just Nigeria. These 2 sites I'm about to recommend to you would actually open you up to opportunities here in Nigeria, across Africa, and even around the world. So the first site is LinkedIn. So basically, LinkedIn is like a site, or should I say it's an application, basically, because it's an app that you can download on your phone. So LinkedIn helps you to get jobs. So all you have to do is to go on LinkedIn, you create a profile, you know, put your job, put the kind of jobs you're looking for, put in your CV, your cover letter, and a whole lot of things. Just have your information registered on the site, and then you can start applying for jobs on LinkedIn. One of the important things you need to know about LinkedIn is your profile has to be very, very, very professional. It's possible for you to actually pay people to write your CVs for you. then I think you can also pay someone or look for someone who is a professional to help you look at your LinkedIn profile and then readjust it and just make it look very professional. Another thing you can do is, if you cannot pay someone, go on people's LinkedIn profiles, copy what they are doing, and then duplicate the same thing on your own profile. That was actually exactly what I did. So I went on my friend's LinkedIn profile when I decided to take LinkedIn seriously. I went on my friend's LinkedIn profile because she had like a very vast work experience. So I just went on her LinkedIn profile, I looked at what her profile looked like, and then I just replicated the same thing, and so far so good. I can tell you guys that the more professional your profile looks, the easier it is for you to get a job. But when you open the app and you just have like the basics, then it might not really give you the kind of results that you're looking for. So your profile has to be well beefed up, like make it look extremely good, make it look extremely professional, make it look as if you know exactly what you're doing, and then you have to start applying for jobs. Then another thing is, while you're searching for jobs, there's always like an option for you to choose, do you want remote work or you want on-site job? Okay, so if you're looking for jobs, you can just click on remote job and then everything just pops out, like all the remote job options just pops out, and then you can apply for the ones that you want. And then there are also options for you to pick options of maybe working in Nigeria or getting jobs abroad. So you can just pick that option and then start applying for jobs there. Please, if you're going to apply for international remote jobs, make sure that you have a very solid profile. It's very important, because even here in Nigeria, most employers will not really consider your application if it's not very professional. So it's very important that you know how to beef up your application, make it look nice. I'm saying it again, you guys, because it is extremely important. So it's not enough for you to have a LinkedIn profile, but you have to beef up your account. Then the last thing you also need to know about LinkedIn is the fact that you have to be active on LinkedIn. The same way you go on Instagram and comment on people's page, post, and like their pictures and all that, is the same way you should try to be active on LinkedIn. Okay, because I see a whole lot of people get job connections from just dropping comments and stuff on LinkedIn. So if you really want to go far with that app, you have to become very active on the app. And another important thing is to follow companies too. You know, follow companies. There are companies that you're looking at applying to, try to follow them up on LinkedIn. You know, do that, and I'm sure that you will get a very good result from LinkedIn. The last site I want to talk about is a site called Indeed. Indeed is another site where you can get jobs, and trust me guys when I say this, getting a job through Indeed is actually way easier. You know why? You would actually have your CV typed out for you as a profile. So when you impute your CV on Indeed, Indeed picks up everything on your CV and just dumps it on your profile. So when you're sending out a job, when you're trying to apply for a job, Indeed already uses everything on your CV as a profile for you. So it's so easy for companies to see your profile and already have like a very vast knowledge of who you are and what you do and your past job experiences, even before they look at your CV. Also, just like you would do on LinkedIn, you also have opportunities to apply for remote jobs as well. And then you have to also take notes. Okay, this one is like a bonus tip. Take notes. If you're strictly looking for a remote job, then please do not apply for an on-site job and then during your interview you are asking them if you can do remote work. It's not advisable to do that. So if you see a job that is on-site and what you're really looking for is a remote job, then please don't bother applying for that job. Okay, so you can only just apply for jobs that has to do with remote work or hybrid work. That's the best thing. Except if you're now probably you see the job and you're looking at it and it looks like, because the truth is most on-site jobs are always so juicy, you know. So yeah, so except you see a job that's very juicy and is on-site and you feel like, okay, maybe I should just change my mind and do on-site job. I don't know, that's up to you guys. But please do not apply for an on-site job and then during your interview you're asking them if you can work remotely. It doesn't work like that. So guys, go check out LinkedIn, beef up your profile, and then check out Indeed and also beef up your profile, and then start applying for jobs from there. Also, do not get discouraged when you keep sending out applications and applications and applications and it feels like you're not getting feedback. It happens almost all the time. Don't get discouraged, okay? Just keep sending out CVs and all that. Then this is also like a bonus tip. This is like my second bonus tip for you guys. Please follow people that are in the industry that you're interested in. Then also go online and make researches on your own, because there are so many things going on the internet right now. There are so many information that are open to people on the internet. I've literally seen people say that they got a job where they earn in dollars just because they found it on Google, you know. So there are so many things happening on the internet right now. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to just do as much research as you can. It's very important for you to do that. For those of you looking for remote jobs, I wish you guys good luck. I think I'm going to share my LinkedIn profile. I'm going to attach that to the description box below. If you're interested, you can go on my LinkedIn profile, you know, just read my profile, and I think that would also help you to work on your profile as well. And while you're doing that, please make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn, okay? So I hope this video was very informative. I hope this video was very helpful. If you have any other question that you think I did not address in this video, please do well to drop it on the comment box below and I will definitely attend to that. If you also have any input, like anything you would want to add to everything I already said, you can also drop that in the comment section so that other people can read your comments and, you know, pick it in or two from there. So yes, that is it, guys. That is it. That is everything I have to share with you guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to send me a DM if you have anything you would want me to talk about, okay? Because I really want to do more sit down videos for you guys, but I want to make sure that I talk about things that my subscribers are interested in, okay? So I'll see you guys in my next vlog. Bye.